All right, we can call the meeting to order. Looks like we have a quorum. Take attendance.
All right, so, Fred Prime,
Yes.
Bobby Levins.
Present.
Kelly Garrett. Here. Scott McKee.
Here.
Pam Shermai. Here. Dan Sugg, Brian Ford, and Charlotte all, let me know that they will not be in attendance. So you have a quorum, but we also need a motion to excuse those three members, please.
Right.
Would you like to make that motion to excuse our missing members?
I'll second that since they called in.
Made and support. I'm sure all those in favor, nothing opposed. Carries.
All right.
Next item is the minutes.
Nope.
Oh, I'm
the
sorry, the
sorry.
agenda. Let's get past that. Approval of the agenda. Motion
Fred,
to
I'll make a
accept.
motion to approve the agenda.
All right.
I'll second the motion.
All right, made, support. All those in favor?
Oh,
Aye.
Yep.
Aye. Yep. Okay. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes. 11:18 minutes.
Well, I read them. I'll make a motion
you
to
made a
approve
motion.
them. They seemed accurate.
Second.
All right. Made and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Okay. Motion carries. Financial review is the next item.
Right, and we're
Okay.
gonna have Pam walk us through, the audit results for this year, and then the financial reports.
Can you see if I'm...
Okay.
Oh, you're going by the...
The financials came in, the council received them for the November 28th meeting, and I'm bringing them to you for this meeting. If you look at page 10 in your audit, on the financial audit, and that's my page 10 of the audit.
So that's our page 15 in the packet.
If
Right.
you look at the very last column, it says component units. That's where the DDA is listed as a component unit. We have our general government, we have our business activity, and then we have component units. And the DDA is a component unit to the city. So if you look, you guys are in great shape. Your net position at the beginning of the year was $1,611,000. You last year decided you were going to take $194,132 out of your fund balance. That's leaving you at a net position for the year end as of 6/30/2022 of $1,417,080. So you guys are doing great. You're in great shape. I don't know what else to say about the shape you're in because it's really good. So you guys are being very, cautious of what you spend it on. You're spending it on good things. You're bringing in the revenue when you need to through
Great.
taxes and things like that. So
Right, great.
is there any questions on the financials?
Any other pages that you want us
No,
to...
that's the only
really
thing
be aware of?
really that you need to look at, because the rest of it mostly is the general and the water and sewer fund.
Okay,
So-
good enough, yeah.
So that's
And that's
why-
what we were
Yep.
anticipating seeing is what we are seeing.
Yes.
It's all good. Yep. Thanks,
Yep.
Pam.
Thank you.
And we just need a motion to receive and
For
file that
each.
one. Yeah, for
Okay.
each one.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Kelly, the motion.
I'll second it.
All right, support. All those in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. We accepted both, correct?
No, we
You
need
got-
to.
Did you?
That was just for the
Financial-
audit.
That's just
We
the audit,
just
okay.
need to go through
Okay,
that.
November report?
on the November report, as you can see,
Pam, what page do you want us to go to?
63. 62, 63, and on.
62, hold on one sec. Oh, it's at the very back, okay.
Yeah, that audit report is quite
It's a lot,
large.
yeah, yeah.
You need to look at these.
What page in the packet, though?
It is 62.
Oh,
And
62,
62
you
is
just said
the
that. Yeah,
balance
sorry.
sheet. That shows the previous year at this time to this year at this time. You're still really in good shape. You don't have any, if you look at everything, your ending fund balance is very close to what it was last year, really. As of right now. It has all the amounts in it. I don't see any problems with any of your accounts of being over budget or anything. You guys are close in the streets, or I think it's streetscaping. The planning and consultant fees, you're close in that one. So, we'll probably do a budget amendment on that one. I'll talk to Susie and we'll bring that to you in January, because we'll do budget amendments in January, so we'll have maybe a few budget amendments. And you can see that tax money has come into your account and you still have more coming in, so we will be getting that in there. Is there any questions on anything, any expenditures that we've done or that have been done from the DDA, or that would be page 64 to 66 are the expenditures.
So for our facade grant, when is our fiscal budget again?
We
June?
go June
July
to-
1st
yeah,
to
July.
June 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could potentially carry that money over if nobody takes us up on it, but that gives us a couple of months for somebody to take us up on
Right.
the offer.
Yes, and that facade grant can be, we modified it, you may remember earlier this year, to be facade site improvements, so that if individual property owners wanted to, make parking lot improvements, they could do that. We have had,
Have we had any nibbles on that idea?
yes, and actually I think it was the very end of this past fiscal year. It was, I think it finished in like June, right? May, June. Across the street at Precise MRI, they did, he did a site improvement grant for the back portion of his,
Oh,
for his
yeah.
parking lot. So, so we've had one person take advantage of it since we modified it. So I'll call that I'll
Yeah.
take that as a win. because
Totally, we
nobody,
did the right thing then, because
no
we
one's-
had someone actually take us up. It
Yeah,
was
no
marvelous.
one's used it
that's
beyond
great.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, good.
we're very limited, I should say. I think Odell
Yeah.
did some work 2 years ago. So limited use of those facade funds, but yes, those will.
So those will just carry in, exactly.
They
Okay.
just roll into fund balance at the end of the
Exactly,
year if they're-
exactly.
Yep.
Well, that's the word. Yep.
Yes.
But you can always amend that and move that money into a different account too, if you had to, with your budget
Right,
amendments.
if,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. Any further questions on the November reports? All right, we'll take a motion to receive them.
I'll make a motion to file and receive.
A second.
All right, any support, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Committee reports.
Right. Very light report today on the committee reports. We have, since our last meeting, we did have our winter market, and that was
Oh, yeah.
that was a darn good success, right? We had about
Yeah.
75 people there. There's throughout the day. There's definitely ways that we can and will improve the event, but quite pleased with that. There was anything you want to add, Brittany, to any of the more recent events?
Besides the winter market, I think the residents and the vendors appreciated the energy behind it. So the next time we do an event like that, every event that we do, once we do it again next year, I believe that the turnout will be better, just because we're trying to build back up kind of a rapport in the community. There's been like a strain with the businesses and residents as far as events being kind of inconsistent. So once we keep that consistency going and we promote as a team, meaning everyone,
Right.
council members, staff, once we promote a little bit better next year, then I'm thinking that we'll have some better turnouts for the winter market specifically. The other events were, I'm pretty satisfied with the turnout for those, but the winter market, I'm going to focus a little bit more on getting more people there, because as you all know, we have a competition all over the place when it comes to those winter
Yeah, for
markets,
sure.
so we have to just consistently make adjustments.
Yeah.
The one thought I had was really make an effort to inform people outside of our community about the winter market, because we just may not have enough of a critical mass.
Yeah,
to-
and I got
to-
feedback
yeah,
from
grow a
residents
lot.
to have it a little bit
But-
earlier because
but
people like
everybody
to
shops.
shop early, right?
Yeah.
It was a very, very cold day, but we still had, like I said, we still had, you know, an okay turnout for.
Susie, to spring off of what Brittany was saying, if we're planning on doing that again next year, could we do a quick, just the two of you, because I think that's enough information to throw into the kitty, just do a really quick after-action review. 3 things that you guys did right, 3 things you want to improve on for next
There'll be
year.
more than 3, but we'll do it.
Well, three is usually,
We got you
3 is
covered.
usually a good, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you've got more
Top
wins,
3
you know,
things.
go ahead, what you feel good about, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
stop you. But I'm just saying, can we capture that data, you guys? And then we can pull that out next year and go, because, I don't know, time fades and memories fade, and it can springboard a new idea, you never know. You know, Pam's idea of, can we, you know, spread the word to other communities around us, stuff like that. Just to capture that historically and just go, wow. And plus it makes you guys feel really good about the effort.
Yeah.
You put a lot of effort into that, and sometimes, you know, kind of just thinking about it and going, wow, we really did this really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did this really well.
Yeah,
It makes
we
you
need
feel good
people to
about
see
you.
that. Yeah, I get it.
You know
I
what I'm
get it.
saying? I just think it's a good document to have historically, so when you come back to us next year, and we're like, huh, what's a winter market? What, did we have one?
Right, yeah,
Right.
that's a great
Well,
idea.
fortunately,
Thank you.
before the winter market, we will have had, with our fair, some type of, there are a number of other events that will happen leading up until that point where we'll
Yeah.
still have a relationship with the vendors and the residents, so that's
Yeah.
what I mean by building.
Yeah, keeping that momentum
Yeah,
for
by
sure.
the time we get to the winter market, it'll be a packed house if we keep that.
If you
know.
keep it up,
that going.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
That pretty much sums it up. I mean, EV committee has obviously met a couple of times. You've taken the lead for the info meetings and for planning the infrastructure improvements for 2023. But that's kind of old news at this point, since we also talked about that in November. But and then my goal for the committees next year is to really get back to those work plans that the board put a lot of effort and time into developing and making sure. I want to new year, like make sure the plans, you know, revisit that.
Yes.
So that should be the everyone
Yes.
anticipate being
Yeah.
Well, we should
looking
whip
at
that
those,
out. That's an Excel spreadsheet or something, or a PowerPoint, I think we use. We should whip that out and say, we can cross this off. We've
Yes.
accomplished this, because I was looking at it a couple days ago. And there's a lot of stuff that we can say, wow, that was in yellow.
right.
We've done that, we can take it off the list.
So that's my goal for
And put new
the
stuff on the
committee-
list.
for the
Yeah.
committee meetings.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, at the start of next year. So we'll start revisiting that stuff as well. So
Also trying to get some new faces on the different committees that we have next year. It's another thing that Susie and I have been discussing, is just kind of getting more active bodies back involved, because a lot of our committees, we have people, but they need support, we need support, we need volunteers, we need more help, because even though we may not realize it, there are very few people doing a number of different jobs. And I think that everybody needs to recognize that Susie and I are doing a lot for 2 people, which is something that I just want to emphasize when it comes to doing all of these events. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I can support Brittany on that. I was there for the winter market.
Yeah,
and
that was a
she
lot of-
Yeah,
there
Pam was
hours
our
bef-
only
hours
volunteer,
before I
not to
got
shade
there and
anyone,
hours
but
after I left.
usually it's
Yeah.
Pam who supports us, but I think that that's relevant as far as an upward trajectory with these events in the community. It's just, you know, put it out there, we need help, we could use it.
Sure.
But with or without it, we're gonna make it happen, so that's.
indeed. So
All
Now,
right.
what other events? We had the senior luncheon and we had the tree lighting. That's pretty much the only other 2 events that we've had in the last month and a half. And the luncheon was a success as far as the turnout. The tree lighting was nice. It was another cold night, but everyone who came, everyone who attended at the perfect time, they got some firewood, you know, they got
Nice.
some warmth. They were comfortable. So I want to say I appreciate everyone who took the time out to come to that as well. It means the world to see staff and council members show up to those events.
I'm sure, yeah, it's cool.
Thanks, Brittany. All right, there's nothing to, any more on committee reports? You good? Okay, there's nothing to accept for that, right?
Nope.
And then we move on to other business, the December report,
Yep,
CED report.
so that's, I mean, unless anyone has any specific questions on that, you know, it's, pretty much touched on everything, as we discussed, prior to the meeting. Panera's getting through their process, BP is, almost done. They're gonna be open very soon. Discount Tire, I'll be running over there to do their final inspection today. We have a brand new business, Ambassadors Institute. They officially opened on November 30th. So things are continuing to happen. And so, yeah, that's what I have for that, unless anyone, like I said, has questions.
Anybody, any questions?
I do not.
Okay. We have to receive that.
Nope.
No.
Let's move on. Okay. Old business.
No old business for us today.
New business, holiday decorations.
Yes.
And 2023 calendar, start with the holiday decorations.
Yeah, so,
Invoice.
I'm sure you've all seen our fabulous decorations
I did see those.
again, right? So this is the decorating of the district is a partnership that we've been doing, the DDA has been doing with the city, for the last, 2 or 3 years. It was when Chris Clough was still here, we started this partnership. And so, as I mentioned in my invoice, there is, about a 10% increase in the cost from last year. Ultimately, the city took on the $5,000 deposit so we can get this moving, and then the DDA would then be responsible for that remaining balance of $88,437.39. And then I think next year, given that the cost continues to go up, but I think it'll be a good time to revisit and get some new quotes next year. But I'm happy with what they've done so far, and I just need authorization to pay this bill, basically. Are there any questions on the invoice?
Do we save any of these items, or are they all like fresh greens and stuff?
Yeah, I'm just
The
gonna ask that.
the garland is all fresh, previously live greens, right? The bows and the lights, those are all their equipment, and the larger wreath, like those are all.
Okay, so we're in effect renting them from
Yes.
this company.
Yes, we, and that was a conversation that Chris and I had ages ago.
Well, storage, right? I
yeah,
mean,
we have
You'd have, where would we store it?
nowhere to really
Store.
store things.
Okay.
So this,
Okay.
this is the option that we've, that seems to be best suited for us at this
Yeah.
point. But like I said, I think next year will be a good time for us to start, go out for quotes again to see what else we can get, right? And maybe consider, can we find a place to store it? And if so, does it still remain cost effective to rent, or should we purchase? So,
Okay, right, so then that would go to the beautification committee?
in
I
all
would think-
likelihood, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So the $5,000 deposit from the city, so since that's a deposit, the city will be getting it back?
well, that's the deposit that goes towards the total invoice, because the total invoice was 13.
Right, but I
437.
mean, when I just see the word deposit, that to me, is it not really a deposit where
It's
we
not-
get it back?
No, it's not a deposit
Okay.
where you get it back.
It's going
Towards the total
13, yeah,
amount.
right.
Towards the
just
total amount. Yep.
Clarification, thank you.
Yep.
You said this was 5% more than last year?
About 10%.
10% more than last year.
Yeah, about 10% more.
Oh, I see, okay.
How could we
10%.
get that in front of the beautification committee then, seeing as how the price went up? What's the procedure that we use to do that? Because it's like, we might as well get on this then, if the price went up, to kind of take the lid off of that. And maybe do a comparison if we bought fake garland, for instance, and do research and stuff. Like, how do we get that started?
Well, I mean, certainly
for next year?
certainly we'll be chatting with Pam as our beautification guru over there, and we will be adding to that committee. I mean, that's definitely a committee that needs
Oh,
a
it goes
few
back
extra
to the work plans.
Yep, it'll go back to the work plan.
Oh,
and
so
then
we
we'll
do
start-
we need to add that as a work plan item on
Yes.
that Excel spreadsheet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, I mean, as with any committee, I mean, we'll do whatever research needs
Sure,
to
sure,
be
for
done,
sure.
and if it's determined that we need to, that we want to have, essentially rent the decorations again, we'll either go out for bid or solicit quotes, whatever, the committee feels is the appropriate way to go.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
All right.
Just one more question.
Sure.
One item is live garland for 10 poles in the park. Is that Annie Lathrup Park?
The park right back here, municipal park.
Oh, Municipal Park, okay.
There are,
And that's the price with every other pole of Southwood Road.
Yeah.
Right, it is every other.
yeah,
pole.
I had a bit of a panic attack when I first went up. I was like, wait.
It's like an
that's-
additional like $3,000.
Yeah, it was,
Right, because I look at them as I'm driving. I
Yes.
count every other
Of
one.
course you
I don't know
count
why I
them,
do that. Anal.
So,
All
right,
Any other questions? We need a motion to
Motion,
approve the
yeah, okay,
85,
I move to,
8,000?
yes.
800.
Approve payment of the decorating items.
I'll second it.
Made, support. All
Aye.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next item is the 2023 proposed calendar meeting.
And I apologize, I wasn't thinking when I put this in there about how it printed out all kind of wonky with the promotions
Oh.
committee. But really, we're keeping our meeting dates and times
Okay.
consistent with as they have been. Board meetings, third Friday at 12 noon. We will be meeting in the meeting place,
Oh, sure.
except for extenuating
Today's an
circumstances such as today. I didn't see any conflicts with any of our meetings, with any holiday conflicts, I mean. So what you have before you is the official calendar for the Board of Directors, Economic Vitality and Promotions Committee. We will, right now, Pam's on a committee of one for the beautification, so.
Oh.
We are,
When are you guys meeting?
so we'll kind of when Pam's available, but I'm sure we'll set up a more formalized schedule. And
so yeah, that, you don't even have a
you
thing.
don't, no, and the board really only needs to adopt the meeting dates for the Board of Directors. These are just committee dates. And
Ancillary.
these are,
Just a courtesy to us, we can plug them in.
yes, so that
Thank
you
for doing
know,
that.
when.
I can help you out on the
when and what's happening. So I will just need a motion to adopt the proposed 2023 calendar.
Specific to the Board of Directors.
Yes. For the-
Fred, I'd like to make a motion to accept the calendar for 2023 for the specific Board of Directors.
All right, made in support. Support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Awesome, thank you.
We can do Zoom
Public comment
to have meetings.
section. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Any? Yes.
I do, but I hope I jotted down a bunch of things. I'm Mary Manukian. Did I hear someone say the city paid $5,000 towards Christmas decorations? Did it
Yes.
come out of the city budget?
That's a question for Ms. Montenegro, but since
Oh,
this is the
it
DDA board, so
did,
we don't.
So most of that was garland that's gonna go in the garbage, that's disposable. Because that garland, I have never seen that much garland in the past, which brings me to another point. Something very personal and dear to my heart. There's a memorial back there for my son and for Matthew Hilton. And every year since 2013, I have placed a wreath there, which is my honor to do because there's not many things I can do now as a mom because that was my only. I'm not gonna be around for it, and I would really, it would mean a lot to me if the city could maybe put a wreath there occasionally I mean, it's $35. They don't have a memorial service or anything to remember the two fallen heroes, and they can't even put a wreath there. And it just kind of breaks my heart to go out there and see all this garland all over the place, and then nothing. So I got through that, and my next question is the facade grant. Is that for crumbling curbs in front of businesses too? Like, you know, where the sidewalk and the, okay, because there's a lot of that on the west side of Southfield Road, like in front of the Skyway building, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And the next one south of that.
Right.
So do people have to apply for that, or the
Yes.
city can't just go and say, wow, that needs to be fixed, and so is that?
If a business
fair.
owner, and I mean,
The business-
really, I don't want to take into your comment time, but that is, property owners have to apply, and as long as they, I mean, that is not a straight, you don't just get 10 grand, like, that's a matching grant, and so property owners have to apply for that. Depending on where, it has to be on their private property, right? So the
Okay.
curbs that you're talking about, like the little weird
Yeah.
concrete
Yeah,
traffic
yeah.
things that are, yes, they are,
Yeah,
that unfortunately would not be eligible because it's not on private property, that's part of the public right of way. So, and more specifically, that's the county's right of way, right? So that's
I got
road
one
commission,
more quickie.
yeah?
Do we have an indoor tree in the city this year, an indoor tree anywhere?
Yes, there's an indoor tree downstairs in the lobby, and then there's another one in the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to a really nice memorial service. I lost my sister this past March, and it was at a funeral home, but I mean, it doesn't have to be a morbid thing, but a lot of the people in the city have lost loved ones or want to honor a loved one. It doesn't even have to be somebody that passed away, but it was really nice. They had a tree set up, and everybody brought an ornament. It can have their name on it. It can, you know, unbreakable would be a good thing because you want to save them. And we put them all on the tree, and next year there'll be new people and new ornaments, but they had them all boxed so that they're still part of the
Sure.
Christmas celebration. But I know there's so many residents that would love to bring an ornament and be a part of that. And
Thank
that-
you. Those are beautiful ideas, Mary, thank you, appreciate that.
Huh? Karen?
I mostly have questions, and I know this isn't a format for answers, so I would like to request that someone respond via email with answers, if that works. First of all, on the audit, there are asterisks saying you're not closed. I'm not sure what that means. Is that not, the DDA budget hasn't been closed out for the fiscal year?
I'll have to look into it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, I'm not looking for answers right now. Also, I want to confirm, does the DDA owe $333,020 to the general fund? That has not come out, so that figure should be minus $333,000, that's my question. On the decorations, it looks beautiful, I mean, it really does. But I was just wondering, is there a requirement to get bids if it's over a certain amount, like there is for the city council? Let's see, that didn't really look like an invoice, it looked like a quote, and you could choose what you wanted to be done, so, and I don't see a date on there, and I still see Chris's name on it, he's been on, this is the second holiday season he's been on, I think. So I was just wondering if they need to update their information, and then also, again, it looks like there was an option to choose things from that whole list of items, so, that might be an option to be able to cut things down in the future. The other thing is, it looks beautiful. It looks like the tree lighting ceremony was nice. When I came about 7:10, and it was done. But, it sounds like it was a success, but a lot of effort was put into it, but no one was notified about it until 4 days before the event. So things didn't come out until the Tuesday before the Saturday. So in the future, if we want residents to attend and be involved, they need more time, especially during these busy times with the holidays. Questions about the committees. I see that you're talking about the DDA committees and adding people. I just wanted to know, how are people selected? Is it only DDA members that are on the committees? Is it residents? Is it business people? What does the makeup of the committees look like? And then, question about the BP gas station. Is that coming back before council? Again, is that gonna be at the next meeting? Because I know there were some changes that they were requesting.
Discuss that, and I think that's your time is unfortunately up, so we can talk about that afterwards.
Okay, that's it, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Copy all of council on your answers?
Sure. I'm, yes.
Oh, you recorded. Oh, that's good. All right. Anyone else? Thank you.
Do we need a
Or
motion to
executive
adjourn?
session?
Or do we not need a motion?
Yes, we do need a motion to adjourn.
Pam, would you like to do that? Scott wants to.
I'll make the motion to adjourn. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
All right, we're adjourned.